Yo, what's up? So in this video, I want to talk about the importance of embracing your unique character traits, your personality becoming one of one. And this was really inspired by the name of Gunner's album, the rapper Gunner. His album's called One of One, but also a walk I took the other day. So the other day I was walking and I was walking through this park and I saw like several cute little ducklings and the mom duck and the dad duck. And I was like, this is amazing. I'm going to like step a little bit closer and take a look. But as I got closer, the mom or the dad was like, and they were opening their mouth and like in this threatening way. And I was like, oh shit, this duck's about to, attack me right now. I better step back. Now, luckily they didn't attack me and I got to sit on the rock and kind of enjoy the scenery for a bit. I then decided to get up, start walking. I walked for 5 minutes and to my surprise, I saw another set of ducklings, another mom duck, another dad duck. I got closer and the same thing happened again. I was like, oh shit, okay. Is there a glitch happening in the matrix here? Like I just saw this 5 minutes earlier. What's going on? Why are these ducks behaving exactly the same? Well, the ducks are behaving exactly the same because that's their nature. Animals are almost like robots. They have a similar programming. If you look at a duck in Australia, it's going to behave the same as a duck in Africa. If you look at a pig in Jamaica, it's going to behave the same as a pig in Japan. They follow a blueprint, they follow a program. Human beings, however, are slightly different to animals. There's a higher level of awareness that we have that animals don't have. And this level of awareness allows us to choose. When two babies are born, let's say twins, any parent of twins will tell you that after the first week, you'll be able to identify their distinct personality traits. One twin is out here yelling and throwing shit at the wall and screaming. The other one is peaceful, monk-like. What's going on here? They haven't learned shit. They've been here for 1 week. How come their act is so different? It's because they might have the same DNA, the same look, not much experience, but they have different souls. We all come here with our own unique, distinct souls that have traits that differ, things that we like, things that we dislike, different characteristics. But the problem is the vast majority of humans on Earth are more like cattle. They're more like the ducks. They're more like the chickens. They go through the assembly line of society, which basically tries to make you behave in a particular type of way. There's no opposing opinions. There's no room for being who you are. You have to fit in with the herd. And people just lose themselves. And this is why you see so many people end up suffering from depression as they get older. They hit the dreaded midlife crisis because they realize that they've been living their whole life for someone else, for other people. They haven't really given their gifts to the world. They've neglected themselves. So how can you become one of one? Because when you become one of one, it means that there's no one like you. You can't be replicated. You're rare. And through the law of supply and demand, you are more valuable. When you see people selling baseball cards or Pokemon cards or Yu-Gi-Oh cards, the more rare the card is, if there's one of one, it might go for $2 million, $3 million. Patrick Bet-David recently, a couple years back, bought a baseball card for a couple $1 million because it was a rare limited edition. If there's an abundance of those cards everywhere, the value goes down. It's the same with people. If your personality looks exactly the same as the next guy or the next girl or the person in front of you or the person behind you, no one gives a shit about you. And the best example of this, and I don't really want to get into politics because I don't really give a shit, but when you look at, let's say, the American politics, Donald Trump has got to be the most loved president of all time. He's also the most hated president of all time. I'm confident of this. He's the most loved and the most hated because he's different. He's really embracing his orangeness and his hair and he's embracing himself. And when you embrace yourself, you automatically pull people towards you because we all admire someone who is really stepping into who they are because we desperately want to express ourselves fully. Now, you might have seen maybe with a club or something or a party and you saw that person just dancing, going at it, and you're like, damn, like I wish I could do that because they're embracing who they are. Then they don't give a shit about your opinion, To be someone who is followed, you need to be different. You need to be special. Now back to how to become one of one. The first step I recommend is to reconnect with your inner child. Your inner child is that aspect of yourself that is still trapped in your infant years. So that might be between ages 3 to 8. You might have observed someone in public just freaking out. There's a lot of videos on YouTube of like Karens freaking out. And when they're freaking out, they're acting like a kid. Or maybe your coworker or your business partner hears good news about something, and then they get all giddy like a kid. They like look like a kid. Like, you're a grown-ass man and you're looking like a kid right now. It's because their inner child's coming out. Now, a lot of us, we repress our inner child because, we're taught to grow up, to be adults, to be appropriate to the situation. But that aspect of ourselves that's trapped in those early years is forever in us. And whenever you are doing something that's not in resonance with what you vibed with when you were younger, you're basically betraying yourself a little bit. And that's what leads to unhappiness. So when I reflect back on my life, when I was young, I used to love creativity. My favorite, subject at school was actually English and creative writing because I got to be really creative. I loved watching National Geographic and Discovery Channel and looking at astronomy and Bigfoot and mysteries and stuff like that. Fast forward to now, as I get into my 30s, a lot of those same interests are still in me now, and I get to really explore them at a higher level through my businesses and through what I've chosen to do with my life. So that happiness has followed me into my adult years. Now, a lot of people, they betray themselves. What they love doing, they reject as adults. So they get into careers that are not in resonance with what they enjoyed in their youth. They get into relationships that are not congruent. They get into situations that create disharmony because they betray themselves because, we're taught to be logical. We're taught to, be adults, to be appropriate and fit into the assembly line. That's why people get depressed. So the first thing you need to do is reconnect with your inner child. You can do this with journaling. You can do this with meditation, just reflecting, talking to your friends that you had when you're young and ask them, well, what did I like doing when I was young? But you probably already know what it is. And try bring some of those aspects into your adult life and don't be afraid to really embrace those things. The second thing you have to understand is you're not gonna be, everyone's cup of tea. You can't please everybody. If you try to please everybody, you're going to have really shallow relationships. You're better off going really deep. I'm not saying to go as deep as Trump and have half the people hate you and half the people ready to go war for you. But you need to go a little bit deeper than what you're going now, right? Really show who you are to the world. And those people that have aspects of you in them will begin to step forward and connect with you. Because they're like, yeah, I see a little bit of me in you. I'm going to step forward. And that's going to give them courage to be more of themselves. And that's how you get those deeper relationships. So obviously, as you get those deeper relationships with your desired tribe, some people are not going to like you, and that's okay. Your role on earth is not to please everybody. Most people are indifferent. They don't really give a shit. Some people are just not going to like you, and that's okay. Like, let them dislike you. We can dislike them too. That's all right. That's where boundaries comes in. Setting boundaries for yourself, having clear rules that you live by, clear rules for people to have to understand in order to have a relationship with you. So maybe you don't like people that are negative or people that are rude or people that put you down. That could be a boundary. You're honoring your inner child that you set for yourself, and you don't fuck with people like that. You simply just delete them, like Control-Alt-Delete. Just get rid of them. Out. And that's okay. You need to be happy to set those boundaries because this is your life. Who knows if you can have another life? People talk about reincarnation. They talk about coming back. They talk about this, that. I don't know if that's going to happen. I know for a fact that we have this life, that I'm here right now. So why waste that time becoming a replicant, becoming a drone, becoming an NPC, becoming a duck? Become one of one. That's all I have to say today. All right. So if you like that video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, click the link down below if you want a free book on 100 pages of self-mastery goodness. It's called Thriving. Thousands of people have downloaded it over the years, and they'll love it. And I'm sure you're gonna love it too. So until next time, peace. Thanks for watching the video. I appreciate you. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the bell notifications so we can see more of each other. Until next time.